Hello, welcome to my channel. Today in this video I'm going to talk about the glazing. So when you talk about the glazing, first thing comes up in your mind that what actually glazing is. Is it the same like layering or something else? Well, glazing is nothing but a layer of your paint, but that is a transparent or semi-transparent paint. So difference between glazing and layering is in layering you can have wet into wet effect or with transparent or even with semi-transparent or opaque colors. But in glazing, it, it needs to be your transparent or semi-transparent colors. This is the first thing. But the rule of thumb of glazing is your layer, whether it's the first layer, second layer, whatever is your existing layers, they need to be completely dry. Otherwise, it's going to create mud, or it's going to create wet into wet effect, which is not my desired outcome for today. So today in this practice, I'm going to show you how you can do the glazing and also layering technique. Also, how you can apply your glazing onto your existing painting to enhance your lighting quality, to enhance your either just sunset or sunrise effect, how you can add an atmospheric or mood into your painting, and it's really going to be fun. So let's take a look into how you can do that. So let's start with the very transparent color blue, which is ultramarine blue. Let's paint this one first. Just imagine this is a layer. Let it dry completely first, and when this is dry, then let's add another transparent color, for example alizarin crimson, as you can see. So as you can see, it's so transparent that it created an extra layer on top of that blue, ultramarine blue, and created different color, purplish colors, but still blue is visible. Now let's take the same ultramarine blue and let's try with cadmium red on top of that, which is opaque. And you can see the cadmium red almost covered the blue. There's no existence of the blue. Now let's do the ultramarine blue again, but this time before drying it up, just apply alizarin crimson. As you can see, it created a layer, not the glazing. And as a result, it did not create an extra layer on top of the ultramarine blue, rather it just mixed with a wet into wet effect. Now we can see that the three different types of mixing. One is the glazing, as you can see, with the transparent, and another one is opaque, which is a layering, and another one is wet into wet effect. Now let's implement that one into painting. So this is the photo I took, and this is my composition. Even if there is no boat, I just added a boat for visual interest. And this mountain range in the background, for the composition, sake of composition, I made it that diagonal and just added a bit of trees and houses in there. And this was an overcast day, but I'm going to make this painting as almost a sunset or sunrise, that sort of timing, like when the light is very soft. Let's make it a sunset time. So what I'm going to use, my main for the sunset timing, my main color would be yellow ochre, and I'll also have the burnt sienna, and ultramarine blue, and I'll have turquoise blue as well. So I'll just add that one on my palette. So first of all, I'll have very light wash of yellow ochre. So this is a very light wash, tea consistency, and I will also have very light wash of ultramarine or French ultramarine. I'm going to add a little bit of alizarin crimson here. So to make it a purple.
And let's add more. So I will maybe in the sunset time, so I'm going to cut around the sail, and this time I'm going to have sun on this side, probably setting behind there, and just add a bit of ultramarine with yellow ochre to make it neutral, and add purple in there in this side. So more it is getting away from the sun, it's going to have a bit of ultramarine in there, and slowly add purple and something like that. All right, now I need this background mountain to be purple as well, but as you can see, what I'm going to use this bead and pull this down. Okay, not like that. Use this bead and pull this down so that the yellow ochre a little bit get mixed with French ultramarine. So here I'm going to get the yellow ochre mixed with that. And also I want that background mountain to be a little bit purplish blue, but I want this yellow ochre to get mixed up with, so that it looks like the sunlight is making this color. And here as well, I'm going to add more ultramarine in this side. And like that. Now I'm going to add yellow ochre in these sides too. So it's going to be something like that. Okay. And on the side, a little bit of French ultramarine. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to just add some with the side of the brush. As you can see, I'm going to add those trees up there. So why I am adding this warm tree? Just because the sunlight is hitting the tree. So like that. Here as well. Let's add more raw sienna in here and mix of, yeah, that's right. So I added French ultramarine as well as added raw sienna, because I added the raw sienna so that the French ultramarine so that it gets bit of hint of warm color in there. So this is the houses, leaving those highlights. I'm not going to define these houses exactly how they are. Rather, I'm going to add now cobalt blue with mix of ultramarine. and a little bit of burnt sienna to make it a darker color. So this side, I'm gonna add darker color in there. I'm going to use a bit of larger brush now. So add more ultramarine. As you can see, my consistency is getting more thicker. So in here, I need to add more dark in there, because the more down I get, yeah, that's fine. Now, as this is a sunset time, so we're gonna paint water now, and the water gonna be reflection of the sunlight, which is yellow ochre. So let's get a light wash of yellow ochre. And I'm gonna add some cobalt blue and cobalt turquoise mixed in the other side, and I'm gonna leave some sparkles on the water as well. Just leave those sparkles, and this paper is quite rough paper, so I probably will have to add more water in that one. It's getting a little bit dried up. But I'm gonna leave some of my random brush marks in there, because I'm not gonna define the water like I used to do in some other seascapes. So I'll just leave them as a sparkly in here, and add some cobalt blue, mixing up with cobalt turquoise, and leave the random brush marks. So the sunlight is coming from there, and the reflection of the sun sail will be on the water too. That's why I made this water with yellow ochre, and I'll be slowly adding some blues, some darks, usually mix of cobalt and cobalt turquoise. Just adding some calligraphic brush marks with the boat's reflection. And this is a white boat basically, but it is into the sun I'm painting. So this side of the boat will be a bit of dark, so I'm just using lavender colors with a bit of blue mix, and just painting this side of the boat here. With a very pointy brush, the brush I'm using is Escoda Perla size 18. It has got very pointy mark in it, so I'm just using neutral tint colors and just defining the edges of the boat. This is very important. This makes the boat with the detail mark on it. Okay, so now I have some background in here. Okay. Now for sails. Again for sails, I'm going to have a bit of mix of blue and warm color. Yeah, that's okay. I'm going to wet the paper first. This is a rough paper, so you need to make sure you have enough water in your brush. Okay. All right, so what I'm going to do, just add warm color in there on one side and pull down cool color from top so that they get mixed. But this cool color needs to be darker than your background. I think that will do. So what's left? Bit of calligraphics thing and stuff in there, just to have a random mark. Just not to have very plain, just wash in there. Just adding some texture in there, suggesting trees, branches, whatever is possible. Okay. Now that everything's been done, I'm going to do the glazing. I'll just start with very light wash of burnt sienna, and I'll add some transparent color as well, yellow ochre as well, and just very lightly I will just brush on top of this existing layer. So I have this painting, take a look, I have this painting already done. Now I need to just pull everything together, just adding an environment, atmosphere and mood. So what I will do, I'll just start laying some very transparent light colors on top of this whole painting. I'll add some Elysian crimson, which is a transparent as well, and I'll add some ultramarine blue as well, and I'll just very lightly I'll just spread these colors on top of these layers. As you can see, slowly it is creating a mood of the haziness of afternoon. On one side I put a bit of cool color, and the other side I'm trying to adding some warm color on top of the cool colors. On the right hand side I have used a bit of glazing. On the left hand side I have used a bit of semi-transparent and opaque, added some Chinese white to create some opaque colors, a bit of layering plus glazing technique. Very lightly just spread on top of the current layer. will just go through the values, and wherever I feel like added to extra values, I will have a little bit of light glaze on of that values, like here in ultramarine blue. Also, I felt like probably having a tree lines with some golden raw sienna type colors, so the sun looks like the sunlight is on the tree. And I'm almost finishing this painting, so I'll just end it up with doing some detailing work. A bit of detail like railings and some marking on the sail, writing on a sail, and mast and the ropes and strings, this sort of stuff. And yeah, it is almost done. So as you can see, I painted the whole thing first, then to give it a drama and add some extra effect, I added glazing with transparent and bit of semi-opaque colors with glazing and layering, both combination. I created a mood and environment. Hope you were able to follow this technique. And if you like this video, watch my other exciting videos about watercolor washes, and please find some download links about the watercolor wash free PDF. And that's very helpful. If you just follow that one, I think that will give you a really good basic understanding of washes as well. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye.